Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another great episode of On Air with Pierre. We've got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking about our upcoming event, LeaderCast Clear Lake and LeaderCast Galveston County. We are also talking with Gina Cooper, Marketing Director of Mamacita's Restaurant, and also our friends Kurt and Gardy from KHEA Radio, of which we're going to be hosting LeaderCast Galveston at their location. They're going to be coming here and talking to us. We are having a good time today, so be sure and stay tuned. Share this video out so that you can let your friends know that you are tuning in to today's episode of On Air with Pierre. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Today, we have the pleasure of bringing to you an exclusive interview. Last week, we caught up with Tim Williams. He is an actor, a singer, and he's also known as the Trivago guy. You might have seen him on the commercials on TV, and we got to talk with him in exclusive for On Air with Pierre. Let's take a look at the video. Rolling Stone magazine says, forget the Dos Equis, dude. Trivago guy is the most interesting man in the world, and I have him right here in exclusive for On Air with Pierre. Welcome, Tim. How are you today?
Oh, Pierre, I'm doing great. Thank you very much for having me.
You just had a awesome performance right here in the Verizon studio at 100.3 The Bull.
That's right.
And but you're actually a native from Houston. And so tell us where you came from, and I think you ended up in Germany, or you live in Germany now. So tell us that story.
I live over there now. Yeah, I'm from Houston. I was born and kind of bred here, I guess. You know, I guess the growing up years would be from middle school through high school. I would say.
And I saw was Robert E. Lee.
I went to Robert E. Lee High School. Robert E. Lee Houston. There's Robert E. Lee Baytown, I think,
right.
And there's Robert E. Lee Houston.
Houston, correct.
I went to Robert E. Lee Houston. Of course, they've changed the name since then.
Sure.
It's called Wisdom High School now. But let me tell you, this place where we are right now was a dream for me to come to. First of all, to play here at the KILT The Bull.
Yep.
Because I listened to it so much as growing up as a kid, driving to school, going to school, doing this and that. And here we are, sitting in the Verizon Artist Lounge.
So there's, for your career, there's been music, there's been acting, there's been a little bit of everything, and I think a lot of people know you for you are the Trivago guy. How did that happen?
Oh, yeah, you were talking about Germany earlier. Yes, from Houston I made my way to New York, and from New York I made my way over to Germany.
Okay.
And I did a film over there, and fell in love with a girl, and fell in love with the city of Berlin itself. Berlin, Germany. Ooh, a lot of history there.
Absolutely.
But Trivago came about because I was over there, and a friend of mine that I knew, the producer, he asked me if I would do a voiceover for Trivago.
So it's a German company, right?
It's a German company out of Dusseldorf.
Okay.
3 guys started it, and dealing only with hotels. And they said, "Can you do this little voiceover for us for a commercial we have running in the States all over?" It wasn't me. I just did the voiceover. And then 2 weeks later, they're like, "Can you jump in and be the face of our next commercial?"
Okay.
And I said, "Sure." I just do the one commercial and make some money and get out. And,
right.
And then bingo, there was no escaping.
So now it's the Trivago guy. There's memes out there. There's what's your favorite meme that you have out there for you?
We mentioned that a little bit earlier. There's one on Funny or Die. If you guys go to that, I don't know the guy's name, but everybody knows what Funny or Die is. And if you go to Funny or Die and you punch in Trivago, or you can punch in Trivago spoof or whatever, you're gonna find there's a few of them out there. But this guy from Funny or Die is pretty funny. Pretty funny. I mean, he just goes, it's the whole 1 minute commercial, making fun of it, making fun of me, the way I look, and just making fun of the whole thing. But what's really cool, and what I've noticed, because I live in Germany and I do come back a lot more these days, come back home, and I have a business in New York as well. But to come back and you look at television, and to know that Trivago did one commercial this way, and there was never any commercials like that before, but now all these people are doing these swipes, and there's websites flying everywhere. They kind of
Right.
Trivago started something kind of new with those
Kind of
commercials.
paving
And it paved
the
way
trail,
for
right? Trailblazers.
a new style.
You know, as a an actor, but also a musician, you have seen kind of the evolution of what you're talking about, the website, the social media. What have you seen is the biggest shift in the way people do marketing and branding and in your career that you've seen?
Well, let me tell you, there is a shift. There's a shift that's going on right now, I think, and it's good that you brought that up because I'm doing a show right now. Actually, it's kind of it's not a spoof on me so much. It's not really a spoof on Trivago. It's nothing like that. We're just coming up with an idea for a new television show, so we've been fooling around with that and shooting things. But you know, I think these days commercials. Well, of course, we have social media.
Right.
Thank God for social media and all the other things that we have. But that helps broadly, very, very
Amplify.
big, and it amplifies
Sure.
it. But what I've read about and what I've seen more lately is that they're going to try to do, you know, you got 15-second commercials, 30-second commercials, 60-second commercials. Why not have your own television show? And based on your brand, which I've been reading about in Hollywood Reporter, they're trying to do this to start branding shows. So you have your own show.
We know somebody that's trying to do that too ourselves. That's basically, you know, one of the concepts that we're doing. Excellent. So you've definitely seen that be a transformation of going from these what we used to have kind of like the big four mega stations, and then everything would sort of flow through there, and now that power has sort of, you know, it shifted over to us being able to have access to produce and make good high quality content, whereas 10-15 years ago, I mean, you'd have to spend so much money to do that. Now you got Facebook Live, now you have people on Twitch, on Twitter, on Instagram Live, and all these platforms that you know, to like you said, help amplify people's message. And so all of that, you are just in the process, or you just launched an album, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about that album. It's called Magnolia City. All right. So tell us about Magnolia City.
Well, Magnolia City, I've grew up loving country music, and I've always wanted to do music as well. So this was the genre I wanted to do. I said, I'm going to make a country album. Living with in Germany, he writes with me. He writes a lot. He does a lot of the writing for me as well. I mean, I come up with ideas, and I'll come up and say, we're going to do this. I want to sing about this. I want to sing about that. And then we'll get together, and he's very structurally good with music. And so I said, okay, we're going to work together. Magnolia City came about because I love country music, but I get a little worried about the new styles of country that come out there, this fast-paced other style that takes me away from the old Waylon Jennings days or Merle Haggard days, the simple stories of country music, and, you know, not getting so hip-hoppy.
Right.
And I just decided I'm going to make my own album that brings me back to my style, what I like.
Right, and I read on here that you, a lot of the stuff we're talking about, longing for home, for Houston, for the memories growing up and the things that you experienced here. How important is the memories you've made in Houston and the memories that you have of Houston, you're growing up when you're in Germany?
It's, you know, I'm 8,500 miles away from Houston when I'm over in Berlin.
Right.
So, you know, we don't have James Coney Island over there. We don't have the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
World's biggest rodeo.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, just to be able to hold on to these thoughts and memories, and thank God for FaceTime and, you know, Skype and all that. I can, you know, stay in touch with my family. I have 2 children. My grown boy is over there. My little boy is over there. So, and what's really cool is my little boy was just over here for Christmas, and he said, I want to live in Houston.
Wow.
I want to move to Houston. I love Houston. And I said, okay, well then come on, let's go. Get in a new school, and let's go over there. And
Magnolia City is the name of the album.
It's the name of the album and the name of the single.
The name of the single as well.
Yeah.
Available on all the digital platforms.
All digital platforms.
How can folks get connected with you? Social media, online, website, all the good stuff.
My Facebook is the Tim Williams. Or would that be the Instagram? I think it's the Instagram is the Tim Williams. My Facebook is Tim Williams. But be careful because there's 2 other Tim Williamses out there that do music. And one does music and acts as well. So I think my Twitter was, my site is williamstim.com.
WilliamsTim.
www.williamstim.com. There you can buy all the music. It's on Spotify, it's on iTunes, it's on all the digital platforms. Magnolia City, Tim Williams, go pick it up.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Tim, for spending some time with us.
Thank you.
You are watching On Air with Pierre. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Pierre. Appreciate it. Good luck.
Hello, my friends. You and I have a date at 11 o'clock every single Wednesday, so you can tune in and watch my show, On Air with Pierre, where I interview local celebrities and the movers and shakers of the Bay Area, Houston. So be sure and tune in to On Air with Pierre, Wednesdays at 11 o'clock.